confidence in Nigeria. This team is not a team of superstars. It's a team that lifted us during the Nations Cup. It's a team that can be a team. You know, I have a lot of pride in the Nigerian spirit. That the moment somebody comes out and they say, look, you are going to start this match, I don't want to look at him as this person. I want to look at him as a Nigerian player who knows the passion that every Nigerian has for the game, and he wants to go out there and represent Nigeria. You know, that is our hope. I've also never forgotten that football is such a funny game. A fruit goal in the second minute, and you cannot equalize. I'm aware of that. But this team can deliver. If we back it, we pray, back the team up with prayers and support and hoping, whatever. The Nigerian Football Federation is condemned to supporting this team, financially, emotionally, and otherwise. 2014 was something else. They'll go down as one of the best ever. You know, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to talk about stars. I want to talk about the team. That team had stars, had players who could wake up and then you see them. You know, it's going to be a different thing entirely. This is a team that will have a lot of determination. We're emphasizing on grit, patriotism, collectivity.
Patriotism, grit, and collectivity. That's what's going to help this team to excel at the World Cup. Good thing is that we have a good group, so to speak. But there's really no safe group. Every team is actually, qualifying for the World Cup is enough.
Yeah, actually, we have some very good players as well. So it's not as if there's no quality in his team as constituted right now. But then if you want to compare it to the 94 set, there's no comparison at all. The 94 was a crack team. You mentioned a few players earlier. Daniel Amokachi, Emmanuel Amunike was on fire as well at that time. Rashidi Ekini, arguably one of the best scorers on the continent at that time as well. So in terms of the team, the quality of the team, obviously the 1994 team was a better side. It's better than what we have right now. But it doesn't mean this team can't go to Brazil and do very well. Like I said, the team spirits will be very key. It's a good group as well. And we saw evidence of that, a sign of that at the last Nations Cup in South Africa. Nobody expected Nigeria to win that tournament. They were not the best team in the tournament in terms of quality of players. Yeah, and they came out tops. They did very well and they won the Nations Cup. So why can't they go to Brazil and do quite well again? It's not beyond them at all.
Okay, not beyond them. Okay, from that now, move straight to the Nigerian Premier League. Of course, midweek matches will take place today. So many matches, so many crackers. Some teams that have been banished to their home ground will be welcoming another team. More like you're having the same teams playing in the same stadium. You have Kaduna United, of course, Kano Pillars. They will be Lucky Hunt playing together. So many big fixtures line up for today.
Definitely.
Kano Pillars and Kaduna United.
Yeah. A lot of very good games that we're expecting today. And I'm looking at Sharks, for example. Sharks, it's an opportunity for them to consolidate that very good 3-3 results they got in Akure against Sunshine. In that game, they had to come back from a couple of goals down to draw.
You have on your screen, you have Kaduna United, of course, talked about that earlier, and Kano Pillars, Economy Wales and Enyimba. You have Bayelsa and Aqua United. You have Heartland and Abia Warriors, and Sharks and Rangers, of course.
It won't be easy at all.
It won't be easy for Rangers at all. Lobby Stars and FC Taraba will also be in action today on match day 15 fixtures of the Globe Premier League. You still have Nimbe City, of course. They will also be in action today, and they will be playing host to Dolphins, of course, Nasarawa and Giwa FC, Gombe and Sunshine Stars, that's on that big game, Crown FC and Warri Wolves, of course. Warri Wolves, we saw what they did last weekend, of course. They might just want to at least pick another point on the road again. Yeah,
good one for Warri Wolves. Against Crown, it will be a very tight game as well. Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And I'm looking at Sunshine as well. They had an opportunity where they were leading against Sharks in the last game, but they managed to throw the lead away. They'll go to Gombe. I don't think they'll come out with anything from that game.
Okay, all right, that's what you're saying. Right, basketball, of course, is next. Of course, not a good news coming from the Nigeria Basketball Federation. They wouldn't really want to do this, but because they want to put sanity into the game, the technical advisor of the Warriors, he has been suspended for 2 matches. According to them, it's because of misconduct. Adeka Daudu, he was suspended because, according to officials. They said he approached the official table and hit it with a towel while requesting for a timeout during the Week 11 match against Islanders of Lagos at the National Stadium. So he would not be allowed to sit on his team's bench during the suspension period. Also, a player from Union Bank has also been suspended, Williams Undobe, for 2 matches. He actually used languages not really allowed during the game, also in that Week 11 game against Royal Hoopers. Of course, according to NBBF, they said this is going to serve as a warning to others not to the same line. Harsh one.
Yeah, no, it's not harsh. What do you mean harsh? That's what happens when you break the rules and when you break the law. You can understand these things happen. During games when emotions are running very high, coaches and players alike tend to overreact to things. What he did there wasn't violent. He just went to harass the officials a little bit. I just got punished for it. He will be back after 2 games, really. And hopefully he gets his act together and doesn't do that again.
I think MBBF is really just wanting to clamp down anything. So if you are at the court side, both the fans, the players, and the coaches, you just have to behave some words you're not supposed to use, and you don't scream at officials or referee, or pointing fingers at them, and all that. So many rules. But it's okay. It's just for the good of the game. Now we'll talk about National Youth Games. African Youth Games. Now, about 115 youth will be representing Nigeria to compete at the 2014 African Youth Games. It's going to start tomorrow and it will end on the 31st of this month in Botswana. This number is really significant because it increases from the number that was sent to the first edition in Rabat in Morocco. That was in 2010, and that number was actually 68. And they came out with how many medals? 10. So this time around, you're having 150. Maybe they'll have more medals, of course. And these athletes are expected to participate in different events, 16 different events. You have athletics, badminton, taekwondo, boxing, rowing, and canoeing. You have golf, you have judo, you have karate, you have table tennis. And of course, you also have the normal tennis and weightlifting, cycling, swimming, volleyball, and also football. Now, just yesterday, the contingent actually met with the sports minister before they departed for the games, Tammy Danagogo, who said they should be worthy ambassadors and sustain the level of patriotism and zeal that they've displayed throughout the training section. Remember, on the 15th, we're actually in camp and they played against the Super Falcons, although Super Falcons lost that game to those young lads. But then that was actually part of the preparations. And for the canoe and rowing team, there was a time they actually had to bring in officials from outside the shores of the country to train coaches for them to have a good game. So expectedly, we expect Nigerian to actually, the athletes to perform better and win more medals like they did in the last election. But if we can have the pictures of the athletes actually shaking hands with the sports minister, where he was wishing them well to actually ensure that they get something out of the 54 countries that will be participating. And of course, you have 2,500 athletes that will be participating in that event. We'll go for a break now, but this break, commercials, and also on Luis Figo talking about the fact that he will not put his money on Spain retaining the World Cup.
I don't think Spain gonna win the another World Cup because no one national team have won 2 times in a row. No, so because that I don't think so. But they have the quality to do it. Brazil is a fantastic country, and I know well the national coach. I think he's a fantastic coach to that kind of tournaments, and you're gonna push for the country to help them, to support them, and after that the things, if they start well, it's going to be very, very difficult for the other teams. First Brazil, after German, after that probably Argentina or Spain, and after that in the second position probably Portugal, Holland, and that kind of teams.
Look at the papers now. What are they talking about? We're starting with Sports Day, and this big one coming from Sports Day, the biggest headline here says, FIFA clear Nigeria of match fixing. NFF official and Sanusi reviews details. You can get details of that on page 6 of Sports Day. Also on that, you have Kenneth Umera how Middlesbrough changed me. That's a good one. AMI in League One, top 11. The next one we have Soccer Star.
Yeah, Soccer Star. You just mentioned it now. AMI leads League One 11. That was well deserved. It was very impressive and it just concluded season. And a big one here says, that's according to Keshi, Nigeria can win the World Cup. Wow. That's a very tall dream. Anything can happen, really, in football. Impossibility is nothing. And lastly, here, our tackle kills player. That's a very sad one there. A tackle killing a player. We don't want to see that.
At all. Okay, on this one, biggest story on Complete Sport this morning, have Mercy fires Eagles warning. Okay, and Amanike says nothing special about Argentina, and Van Gaal lines up killer squad.
Yeah,
United.
Sporting Live last paper here. A record bid. Real Barca plot £100 million bids for Suarez. Wow. That's just amazing if it goes through. Lionel Messi vows no mercy for Super Eagles. Yeah, we heard that already. Yaya denies City exit. This is a very interesting one. Apparently, they forgot to wish him good happy birthday yesterday, and him and his agents, they didn't find that very funny. So, but I don't want to see Yaya leave Man City.
Okay, definitely he won't leave. Now, talking about the World Cup, of course, Rio de Janeiro have deployed about 20,000 security officials. Of course, on Tuesday, they were actually training and expecting to combat whatever will happen, whatever's going to happen, the riots and all that. They should be able to do that and be ready.
Yeah, it's all about getting ready. And there's no doubt there will be a lot of flashpoints when the World Cup comes, whether it's coming from the protesters, there will be a lot of it. And it's good to see them actually taking security very seriously. And like 20,000 security officials, hopefully that will be good enough. And the protest itself, that's going to come down very key.
The homeless people were actually protesting. You heard that about 11 million people in Sao Paulo's metropolis. They live in a slum-like condition, and they were actually complaining that the money spent at the World Cup should have been used.
Yeah, the money spent, again, we have to go back to that one again, $13.3 billion budgeted for the World Cup. But then depending on the side of the divide that you are, hosting major events can either be an opportunity for great development or an impending disaster, really. But I think this particular World Cup, I think it will be a success, and we saw an example of how it was successful at the Confederations Cup.
We're sorry, we have to end the show this particular time. We're going live to Abeokuta for the 2014 Ogun State Investment Forum. Thank you so much for being part of the show. Over now to Abeokuta for the 2014 Ogun State Investors Forum.